Don't mind the shower. I honestly just finished my makeup in the bathroom, so I'm just trying to work with it here. Don't mind the toilet going every 2 fucking seconds. I don't know why toilets are so loud. I think they're processing water, processing other people's dumps. Who the fuck knows, okay? So, anyways, I came on here today just to remind you, my little cute baby, do not chase that motherfucking man. Please don't chase him. Never let a man tell you he doesn't want you twice. Queenology 101, we do not chase, we attract, we attract, we attract. You're the motherfucking prize, okay? We do not chase. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I need you to put on your AirPods, get the fuck outside, and go do an hour and a half of cardio and love yourself. Have a salt bath, buy that rose quartz dildo, and I need you to yourself like no one's ever fucked you before. Because if you can't make love to yourself, if you can't love your beautiful companionship, how the fuck are you gonna expect anybody else to want to eat your ass out? I don't know if that's your thing, or blow your back out. Do not chase that man. Once you're so happy in your own company and your cup is so full, you'll notice in every single city you go to, you attract everybody. That's just how it works. Coming from experience. Like when you have such a love of self, when you've faced your shadow aspects, when you slayed those dragons and demons from the closet, when you have admitted, yeah, okay, I guess I am self-sabotaging myself in this section. And heal it, face it, heal it. Then you'll start to realize that you are the creator of your life. You'll get out of the victim mode, you'll start taking more responsibility for your life, and you'll start to realize, dang, the power was in my hands this whole entire time and I didn't even know it. And that is a huge thing in this world, you guys. Don't even feel bad. We are brainwashed in this society from birth in this society for them to take your power and make you absolutely dependent on the institution. You're brainwashed literally to be on the institution's tits. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the welfare system. I'm talking about the school system. I'm talking about any institution. I have a girlfriend I fuck with around here. I hang out with all the time. Super beautiful, dope chick. She changed laws in BC. She actually changed laws. She did a federal civil lawsuit because she got into this huge accident and the doctors came in, and this is a white girl from a really prominent big ass family on Vancouver Island. So these are some white folks, okay? Super rich. And she had the doctors roll her out of Vancouver General Hospital and tell her, okay now, so your family's gonna take a little minute to get here. And because she was in a wheelchair, rolling out, they judged her. They didn't know where the fuck she was from, even though she had the good life insurance. They said, we're gonna send you to 411 or we are going to send you to the psych ward. Pick. And that was the only option in BC. I swear BC is so fucking genocidal. They give heroin, crack, and cocaine. Google British Columbia, y'all. They give fucking drugs to little kids here. Like they give little drugs to little kids. This place is like disgusting. In the whole entire world, I've never lived in a more disgusting province in my whole entire life. Like I get it, about 18 plus we're allowed heroin, cocaine, crack, meth. But when it comes to little kids in homes, they're allowed to have all that shit and we're not allowed to take it from them. Alcohol, we're not allowed to take the crack pipe, we're not allowed to take the heroin, we're not allowed to take the coke, the alcohol from these kids. We're supposed to let them have it because it's harm reduction, free will choice. We're supposed to let them have it. Their johns are allowed to wait outside for 14-year-old girls in these homes that I work at, that I've witnessed with my 2 fucking eyes. And us as workers and social workers aren't allowed to intervene and say, no baby, don't go with that john. He might harvest your organs, he's gonna rape you, fuck yeah, he's gonna drug you, Bill Cosby your ass and rape you, and that's okay, I can't stop you, I'm co-signing on that. BC is so fucked up, they want all these kids dead, all these fucking kids dead, because the jab didn't do the population in, they're depopulating. They're depopulating the homeless population, the foster kids, they don't give a fuck. And they just passed a law where assisted suicide is allowed, like on site. Like even when people are still in their drug-induced psychosis, they can still say yes to having assisted suicide. It's British Columbia, out of the whole entire world, was the first state to legalize coke, meth, heroin. My hair is pissing me off. So make it make sense. What are we doing? Is this love for these kids? When I worked in Alberta and Saskatchewan, we had something called therapeutic restraint because we love them. If they were to walk into any of our youth foster homes, Eagle Nest Youth Ranch, and they had alcohol, needles on them and shit, and they were 18 under our guys, under our eyes, we took that shit. We're like, you ain't walking in here with that ish. You ain't gonna infect the other kids with that poison. Get that out of the effing house. Get that out of the house. We wouldn't say effing, but you know, I'm thinking it. Get that out of the house. And you're grounded. No games for you. Why? Because we love them. And if they wouldn't give it to us, we would take it from them. Now, me and Cliff came from Saskatchewan, moved to Vancouver at the same time. We quit working with kids as soon as we got here because in the first 2 weeks he was working here, this little girl was trying to commit suicide, 12 years old, because her mom. And of course these kids have been in 40 foster homes by the time of age 4. Of course they're gonna have suicidal thoughts. That's normal. It's valid. It's fucking valid. She was trying to kill herself, throwing her head through the wall, through the drywall. Clifford was like, hey, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. He intervened to try to stop it. And he got in trouble for that. He got in trouble from his seniority saying, we do not intervene when a child is trying to kill themselves. And it's like, what? We're from Saskatchewan. We're from an institution like a state that we actually give a fuck about our kids. I don't give a F. It's in our moral conscience. There's this genocidal governmental British colonial law that doesn't give a fuck about nobody, especially if you're poor, especially if you're an addict. They don't give a fuck about you. Colonial law wants you dead. They don't give a fuck about you. So these kids are in these foster homes, addicted, you guys, addicted. And I was brought up where as soon as a kid is trying to kill themselves, homicidal, suicidal, I take the knife and I help them and I talk them through it. I hug them, I let them cry in my chest. I'm there for them. But as soon as you come here, you guys, as soon as you come to British Columbia, you're in trouble, you're fired if you try to intervene from a kid trying to kill themselves. It's backwards world here. It's absolutely disgusting. Always do the right thing. Do universal law. Because how are you going to co-sign on a kid trying to killing themselves and you're just going to watch them kill themselves? No, I'm taking the knife. Fire me, do what you want, but I ain't letting no kid stab themselves up in front of me. I'm not letting no kid try kill themselves in front of me. Fire me. And that's in British Columbia, Canada, that they fire people. They fire people for trying to stop kids from committing suicide. They fire you if you try to stop a 13-year-old going with the John parked right outside the foster home. They fire you. They take your livelihood and your job if you take alcohol, needles, crack pipes from these kids, 13, 14, 12, 10, 11 years old. They don't give a fuck. So how am I going to co-sign? What am I just going to sit there at my desk the way everybody else does and just let them shoot up, smoke crack, sell their ass? Am I just supposed to sit there and be like, yeah, smile on their faces, have a good day, have a good day. Yes, it's such a beautiful world. Have a good day. Go with that pervy, creepy, fucking Tales of the Crypt Keeper looking guy in that car. Go. Ew. Fuck no. As a matter of fact, social work, education aside, coming from where I come from, if I ever seen that, I'd drag his ass out and I'd give him dirty licking of his fucking life. You're taking a 12-year-old underage girl, bitch. Elbow to the face. I'll fuck you up. This is the last time you will ever touch a girl. So yeah, this British Columbia, this is why I'm moving. This is why I'm moving. I can't even, okay, I only do my 9 to 5 twice a week. I can't even do my fucking job here. I can't even. This place is hell on earth. British Columbia, everyone's like, oh, you live in British Columbia, it must be heaven on earth. It's a fucking joke. This is all the politicians here are on Wreck Beach, the nude fucking beach on the West Coast. They went and made the most beautiful Squamish First Nation. They went and claimed it, and then all the pervert politicians are over there. They get off their mansion on the cliffs. They go down there. Go check. That's where all the politicians hang out with their fucking 2-inch elephant hammers hanging out because they're all pedos and they're perverts. So yeah, don't follow British Columbia's mandate for harm reduction. Don't follow them with soft anything. They're too liberal. They're too don't give a F about these kids or nobody. They're genocidal and this is sociopathic. And I do not co-sign or consent on any of this. I think they're all messed up. I think, how do you sleep at night knowing you're mass murdering millions of children? Like, it makes a lot of sense. 60% of these kids are Indigenous. Why would they give a fuck? They don't care about Native people. They don't. And then you gotta ask yourself, why is 60% of kids in foster homes Indigenous, but only 5% of British Columbia is Indigenous? The math ain't mathing. Why is 5% of the British Columbia population First Nations, Native American, Indigenous, but 60% of the kids in these homes, in these jails, in these foster homes, in these institutions they're all Indigenous Native, and they're all on 6 pills each. Every single, why is it, another thing, why is it in detox centers and prisons? Because I've worked in many, I've worked in every single one that I can think of in Western Canada, every single fucking detox I've ever worked in all of Western Canada. Why is it in detox centers, penitentiaries, prisons, institutions, old folks homes, kids homes, foster homes? Why is it the same 6 fucking pills? Why is it the same 5 prescriptions to each and every, like what? Does everyone still have the same? Everybody across the board. Is everybody FASD? Is everyone ADHD? What the fuck is even that? What is that? Sorry, but I grew up in a time where none of us took shit. We just ran outside and did nature and played sports, got dirty, skinned our knees, talked about it, thugged it out, cried. Why the fuck is every single person in all these institutions prescribed the same 6 pills? Is that not suspect? Is that suspect? Are they not making money off you? Why do pharmacists get mad at people? Why do pharmacists deliver? Why the fuck do pharmacists deliver right to your doorstep in British Columbia? Why do they get off on just really delivering that shit and calling you all the time? They're worse than drug dealers. They're the biggest legal drug dealers. They're fucking worse than crack dealers on Hastings. The most legal drug dealers in this society is the government. The government, I know that sounds like your old crazy ass auntie with the conspiracy series, but the biggest drug dealer, the most biggest disgusting ass legal drug dealer in all of Canada, probably the USA too, is definitely the government. They don't give a fuck about you. They're the biggest legal drug dealers, bigger than Scarface. So like all this white collar crime, all this genocide they get away with. If these kids were to sober up at age 19 and actually see what's being done to them, you know the amount of civil lawsuits that would actually go towards suing the federal government? I wish these kids were sober enough when they left these foster homes to fucking clean the federal government out with civil lawsuits, because what these motherfuckers are doing in BC with these kids having cocaine, heroin, meth on them from 9 years old to 18, that's fucking murder. And the government co-signs and wants them to be on that shit in their house in the privacy of their foster homes. Why? Because they're youth homes, because I've been there, I worked there. Us as workers, if we say something, we're fired. Essentially, they want these kids to die, to kill themselves. So please speak up. Don't let any of British Columbia's mandates, policies, laws, anything like that affect Saskatchewan, Alberta, Ontario, wherever, because don't follow their example. British Columbia is the most fucked up province I've ever worked in my life. Their policies and mandates are so sociopathic. It's like you're being run from, it's worse than I don't know if it's residential, I have no idea. Because it just blows my mind that they let Johns wait outside of the youth homes and the foster homes and have access to the kids. They don't do anything. Like they don't do we're not allowed as workers to do anything. It's against the policy. Milieu, I'm calling you out. Trans Youth Services, I'm calling you out, because y'all are disgusting to co-sign on this. This is not right. So please, I hope these mandates and policies do not follow suit, because this isn't progressive. Don't look up to BC, they're not progressive. It's a joke and they're all clowns. Do not follow British Columbia's mandates with youth policies and not carrying out tough love. In Saskatchewan, Alberta, we care about our kids. That's why we do tough love, because we give a fuck about them. Unlike BC, they don't care, they want the kids dead. Okay? So continue to do therapeutic restraints, because we all need it, because I ain't gonna let no kids stab themselves or stab somebody else up. I'm not gonna let a kid enter our homes in Alberta and Saskatchewan with alcohol, crack pipes, and think it's gonna be okay and we're gonna kiki around the fire. No, bitch, you're handing that in, okay? Like, no, I am not gonna kiki around with these kids with needles, with fentanyl in your backpack. I'm taking that ish, straight up. And that is the way Saskatchewan, Alberta runs, okay? We care about our kids, so please don't follow British Columbia's sociopathic genocidal laws, because they're fucked up. and do what's right in your heart. Fight for BC to stay out of our laws, okay? Don't follow them, don't look up to them. It's cap, they're cap, okay? All right, I love you so much. I love you so much, and we'll see you next time on Cherish Love Talks.